I'm in Poland, so it's 10 a.m. here in the morning. So it's not so early, but yeah, sometimes 10 a.m. is still not a time when you think. So anyway, welcome to the seventh episode of Contributor First Meeting for AsyncAPI community. As usual, at the beginning of the stream, because yeah, for those watching the recording, that's a live stream. Anyone can join. But yeah, at the beginning, not many people watch the live stream. Um, so it's rather a time for me to test if everything works well, because I don't really trust technology much. I need to make sure that really the sound is working fine. Unless there's somebody already watching. I see somebody's already watching. Can you please say hello and confirm that you can hear and see everything with a good quality, please? And we have, of course, a few seconds delay, so let's wait a bit. Hey Kuda, can you confirm everything is fine, like the sound wise and the audio wise, the video wise? Like, is it good? No strange noises or something like this? Okay, perfect. Thanks, Kuda. Okay, so the most important, as usual, and this time, as if you're following me not for the first time, you probably remember the banner that you can see above the overlay was at the bottom always. But I finally, at episode number 7, I got smart enough to think about maybe I should actually move it up, and then I can have the overlay visible throughout the entire stream. Let's see how it works. I think it's gonna work perfectly. So yeah, basically the banner is related to Async API conference that happens in November, between 16th and 18th of November, 3 days conference. It's also about hackathon, but the hackathon is pretty much close to the end. It's like it's the last week. So few days just left to complete any submission for the hackathon. Um, but at the end, it all depends on the idea that you want to implement. Maybe it's something that you can actually complete in a few days. So I still encourage you to take part into the hackathon. It's our first hackathon, so we don't have too many submissions. So the competition is not very large. And the prize, I think, like the winner gets 5K bucks, which is, I think, pretty fine. We also have a runner up prize and a third a prize for the third place. We also will send out swags to other participants. So yeah, have a look. But the most important is that the whole hackathon organization and the conference organization is sponsored by mainly by these amazing platinum sponsors. So you probably notice a change there in the banner. Now we have 5 platinum sponsors. So it's IBM, Abli, WSO2, Solus, and the new sponsor, which is Postman. So we have pretty known companies supporting the conference and the hackathon, and I'm super happy to see it. We also have a silver sponsor, which is Red Hat, and we also have SmartBear sponsoring as a gold sponsor. And I think there's one more gold or silver sponsor coming in. Um, so yeah, so far so good. And hello, Barbaño. So let's see if it works. Okay, so the something also important to mention is that we are using Restream IO to stream the live streams, and we do it for free. So basically, Restream IO, because we are an open source initiative, gave us a professional subscription, and actually, maybe today or tomorrow, they will upgrade it to the premium subscription, which is super awesome. And I see there's a bug with chat overlay because you should see next to my picture now the chat messages, and they're not showing up. So the good stuff is about having it for free is also that they I have access directly to Restream folks, so I can ask them for support and give them feedback. So that's basically the price, which is not much, I think, for such a cool service. Um, so, folks watching me, do you have any specific question, any specific topic you'd like me to focus on today, or should I continue with my planning for a conference talk about the journey to become AsyncAPI TSC member? No specific questions. So you just rather want to listen to what I talk about for a few streams already. Okay, cool, cool. Thanks for confirmation. Let me show it to others. Thank you, Barbania. So let me share my screen then. Wait. I need to close Slack first so nobody disturbs. Okay, I think the screen share is good. Let's just make it a bit larger. Let's try. No, this one is way. My face is not that important. Unless we can. Nah. Okay, I think that this one is the best. Unless you think different, then let me know in the chat. But I think this layout of screen sharing is pretty good because like the when I'm in an overlay on the screen share, we can still have like full size screen share visible. So yeah, like at the Async API conference, the first day is a day where we will have a set of presentations for Async API contributors. It's called Contributor Summit. And one of the talks that I will present, because there will be two talks from my side, but one of them will be about what's the journey to become the Async API TSC member. So basically, like if you're new to Async API and your ambition is to be a TSC member, this presentation should explain everything that you have to do, what options you have to become a TSC member. So starting from the explanation of the open governance, at least that we came up with together during last streams. So explanation of the like if you want to be a TSC member, you first of all have to know what it actually means and why is it important. So the it's going to be about the explanation of the open governance model and like responsibilities of the TSC. So basically, before you take the journey, you should know all the pros and cons. Um, so, but wait, when I now say about pros and cons, do we actually have it? So we talk about the responsibilities. I'm gonna talk about who can become TSC member, the current list, voting process, members, this life cycle, but also like um, we need something like what is the advantage, like advantage or not? I mean, what you get in return. So to make it clear, like what's the benefit? I mean, obviously, it's an open source project. It's a open initiative. So I mean, we can't hire too many people in the initiative. Like we have some donation money, but it's not a lot. But there are other very like I think like two cool things about the TSC membership is that like trans like um, promote individual. By the way, can you confirm if the size is okay? I can make it bigger if you need it. So please confirm in the chat. And in the meantime, like so, promote individual contributors. Um, so I think the one of the stuff you get in the return is that we are very transparent and make it like we're constantly make it clear to the community that there's a TSC group who are the members, and we have this nice landing page of all the that lists all the TSC members. So one of the things that I can say during the conference is that like what you get in in return when you become a TSC member is that if you provide the information that you're available for hire, it's highly promoted. First of all, it's highly promoted on the website, so it's visible what TSC members are available for hire. And the second thing is that whenever I am in contact with some company that wants to be involved in AsyncAPI, one of the things I'm telling them, okay, just I just saw a comment from Kuda that my audio volume is could be increased. So I changed the sensitivity of the microphone. Did it change anything? Like is it getting better now? Okay, cool. But like is it better or is it like very good? Okay, I guess it's good. Oh wait, I just clicked something that I was not supposed to click. Okay, back. Can be better. So wait a second. I'm gonna check maybe audio. There's something wrong maybe with my audio settings. Give me a secundo momento. Um, check some settings. Maybe I have something changed there. Out. Everything is set to maximum. Mhm. I had this. Okay. Um, so I need to like dig. Like I'm gonna prepare for the next stream because I know that I have like so I'm using Scarlett microphone. There's some dedicated software that I have for it, so I can't easily find it. But yeah, let's. I mean, I bet that the sensitivity of the microphone improves stuff. But it like the just keep in mind that this like once it's more sensitive, I bet that more noises can come from outside. But yeah, just ping me on the in the comment section if I have to make some things better. But yeah, so going back to mm, the presentation. So we first of all I'd like to first of all make it super clear to people that like if you become a TSC member, it's first of all visible. If you're available for hire and you want to have it visible on the website, that's going to be done. And I'm also, whenever I talk to some companies that they are sponsors or not yet sponsors, and I'd like to get them more involved in the project. One of the options I'm always saying out transparently is like, just go to the TSC members list. There are people that are individual contributors working on the project in their spare time. They're not sponsored by any company. So if you would like to be in the TSC, like you would like to invest um, your like your money in people that work on the project, like hire someone that would represent a given company, then just pick up people from the TSC, like see what they work on, what part of the spec they're responsible for, or what tool they're responsible for, and just pick up and hire them. Like that's the easiest way to get into the TSC very quickly. So you don't have to hire somebody fresh and teach them AsyncAPI and invest a lot of time in getting them on the TSC. It's just better to hire someone from the TSC list. So I think it's pretty cool to say it to potential TSC members like what they get in return, this availability for hire. Now the other thing, there was one thing, but I can't remember. So you're available for yeah. So the other thing is, and I'm maybe I did not yet tell it to every TSC members. It's something new, but I already like all the new TSC members that joined the list and they're individual contributors, not sponsored by any specific company. I'm always offering that if they become a TSC member and they are marked as individual contributors, which means basically they, even if they work for some company, um, they still have to spend their free time to work on the project because like the company does not actively support them. Like the company does not give them like 1 day a week or 2 days a week to work on the project, then I'm always saying like that I have my it's like they can ask me or just not ask me, like tell me like Łukasz, we need help to convince the my employer, and that's an option that I offer. So basically, if you become a TSC member, individual contributor, but you are hired by a given company, you want me to help you, like join some private meeting with your manager or whoever needs to be convinced. um, I'm all yours anytime you need me to join to explain what's the benefit, like and we can always figure out. There's nothing like there's no how do you say it, um, so when we have a oh yeah, there's no prospectus like a list of things that the company will get, but it's always all these things are now like kind of negotiable. And you because we didn't yet do it even once, so it's something that we just need to discuss and negotiate. But basically, one of the options is like, okay, if you give to person A time to spend on the project 1 hour, 1 hour, I mean 1 day a week, let's say. So first of all, this person will mark in the TSC members list, will provide the information what company they're working for. So your company, first of all, is exposed. You can use it in marketing and like share how much you're helping the open source community by having people working on the open source. But I'm also like flexible, and let's offer like maybe a webinar in exchange, or some like internal training and a workshop about open source. Like like there are many different options that that we can discuss, and I can offer in exchange for just having folks working on the project for money and not in their spare time. Like because like it's nice to have a project like AsyncAPI where we have a lot of individual contributors. That's something that like at least me, I'm proud of. But on the other hand, like it's a like pro bono work, it should be something that like you really want to do. But if we should always try to get your employer to support you, and or support you in different way, like so in the end, work on Async API is not for free, but it's like it's also a profit that you get. So I think I should make it clear. So it's like so first of all, it's available for hire, and help with convincing managers. I don't know. Let's. I think it's important. Like you can confirm in the chat. Let me know what you think. But that's something I did not take into account. But like recently, like some members, some new TSC members joined. Like and I noticed like they work for some company, but but they still have to do the work after hours, and it's cool, but it can't last forever. Like at some point of time, you're gonna have some different stuff, much more interesting to do than do something in the open source. And like if you're here already as a TSC member, we want to keep you and do everything possible to have you here with the in the project. So yeah, I think it's important to make it clear. Now I see that more than just Skuda and Barbanio listens to us. So if you can write a message in the chat, like say hello. That would be awesome. And before I jump into um, further brainstorming, I forgot as usual. So this is a live stream that goes to different AsyncAPI social accounts, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, and LinkedIn. But you can also you can also join me live if you want in the live stream and talk to me like with audio if you want. So I just shared the link on Twitch and YouTube because like strangely it says that it's available on, also it should be available on LinkedIn, but it's grayed out. The option is grayed out. So yeah, but anyway, and hello Sergio. So we are done with open governance. So don't oversalt it, Sergio. Because when I speak it, I know it can be super interesting. So you can be like, you should actually focus on the meal, you know, not burn it. But maybe by meal you just mean milk with cornflakes. Then it's not really possible to uh, break it or spoil it or whatever would be the English word for it. Okay, so open governance, becoming a maintainer. So we talked about these three different paths, which is pretty clear. Now we have in details, the contributor path. First contribution, and I have a blackout. I don't remember what was it supposed to be about. I think we were okay. It's about so first time contribution, like find a right issue. So there are many different options. One is good first issue table. So we have sometimes issues that we mark as good first issue. These are usually easy or well described issues that anyone can pick up. The other way is join the how to contribute channel to talk to us in Slack. Now, of course, because I did not make it yet official, but like contributor first meetings, they were supposed to be only in October. So, like in theory, the next one we have today in the afternoon was supposed to be the last one, but I like them too much, and I think I want to continue doing them, especially that looks like people are interested in this kind of meeting and this kind of discussions. We're getting a lot of views, but also it's especially when we have guests that talks about some specific project. I think it's well received, so we should definitely continue. So that's what I'm gonna mention. Like, so it's like good first issue. You can go come to Slack. You can um, join the contributor first stream. You can you can mm, so one of the easiest tasks to do, which you're never gonna find issues for, um, is adding missing tests. In the presentation, I'm just gonna explain like that some of the projects already have reports about the test coverage, so they can check the reports, check which parts of the code are not yet tested, and add missing tests. That's one of the best ways to learn a given library and how to contribute to it. Because to write a test, you actually have to first understand how the given part of the code works. So it's one of the best ways to really um, start contributing to a project by contributing tests. And SoundCloud. Not SoundCloud. SoundCloud for music. SonarCloud. So we are using yet another project that supports open source, which is SonarCloud. It's a mix of different scans that improve the quality of the code. It's sometimes security scans, sometimes like they also give you an alert if you have some code smells in the code or too complicated code, some duplicates, etc., etc. So we run it on pull requests, but it's also running in the background. So sometimes some issue can be found on a pull request and fixed on the pull request, but when it gets into master, and at some point of time they add some new alert or something, some new scan to SonarCloud, it can find issues on the master branch that were not known on a PR level. So I'm gonna also explain on the in the presentation like quickly what SonarCloud is and how you can find the alerts for the coming from SonarCloud. So most of them are always easy. The cool stuff is that they are always well described by the SonarCloud. So sometimes it's just as easy as renaming the variable. But the cool stuff is that if the issue is trivial, then it's then you, in your first contribution to the project, you just focus first on the whole contribution flow, how it actually works, and then um, you can focus on other issues once your first super easy and basic issue is merged. So finding a right issue is the step number one. Now, the next step would be okay. So let's name. Come on. So let's name it step number one, right? Step number two would be then create first PR. So in this part of the presentation, I think I would just explain that we work on forks, how to set up a fork long term contributions, because like if you contribute just once, there's not much you have to do in your fork. If you want to contribute more than just once, you definitely have to configure your fork properly on your local to not like to make your life easier basically. And here I'm just going to explain that it's needed and reference an instruction. I don't think there will be time to actually do any configuration. But yeah, create a first pull request. So we work on forks, how to set up a fork, and last but not least is PR level checks. So I will explain that we are using GitHub Actions, that on each pull request we're running a set of checks. Some of them are required. So it's on your side to make sure that if the check is getting read, you have to investigate why, what is this check about, and what happened, and fix your PR accordingly. And so here would be like required and other checks, and I would reference to conventional commits, right? So basically, like that we follow conventional commits on every PR in every repo, and again, just highlight and then reference what it means. And I think this should be fine, right? So number 3 would be get things merged and go back to step 1. So basically, like iterate, right? Um, because that's basically how the contributor path, like how to become a contributor in the existing project, how you can jump into the into becoming a maintainer. So you first start with some easy issues, you fix them, you create PR, you get it merged, and then again you pick another issue, you fix it, you create a PR, you get it merged, and then you do it as many times as you feel comfortable um, with the project, and feel like you know it well enough. Um, so maybe I would just explain, like, first just pick easy tasks, bug fixes, and last but not least, new features. So I mean, of course, if you're feeling comfortable enough with the project, why not jumping into the creation of the new feature? um, I would not be I would not feel sad if somebody jumps in and adds a new feature to generator without first learning the project by bug fixing or easy task. Just of course remember that we need to first discuss the feature. But the most, like, the recommended way is like pick easy tasks, then some bug fixes, and then in the end, like, start adding new feature. And the contributor and the maintainer of the given repo will notice you. Like, that's uh, I mean, that's normal. Like, if you're gonna see the same person creating pull requests a few times, you both feel like they will contributor, like the maintainer will notice it. We are also we're recognizing contributions using some bot. I don't remember the name. Contributor bot. was the name? So get things merged and go back to step one. And so step four, I. Step four. All contributors. Thank you, Sergio. Thank you. So step number four would be offer. So once you feel comfortable, you did some so there's a question from the darkness. Can we access that board? Which board do you mean? Can you specify? But yeah, so the last step is like offer maintenance help, like because sometimes we have maintainers for many different projects. They will notice you contributing, but they might not have time to offer you maintenance help. I mean, it's basically, it all depends on the people, right? Like some people are proactive and will ask you like, I mean, you're contributing a few times, would you like to maybe become one of the maintainers? That's possible, but you also should take into account that some people are not so outcoming with proposals. So if you feel like you're comfortable with the project and you really want to focus on the like more on the project, like become one of the maintainers of the code owners, then just feel free to to offer that maintenance help, like create an issue or or try to contact maintainer maybe in private if you don't want to be if you're afraid of rejection in public. I think it's okay in such cases to DM a maintainer, but like the best way would be just create an issue and ask like if um, if it's like if the current maintainers think that he is already good to be a maintainer or not, and then ask for some specific tasks from a maintainer that would uh, make maintainer to change their mind. So I think that's the best way to go. So basically offer maintenance help, make sure that you are already recognized by all contributors, but and I think that should be fine. So the just again, like, so the darkness, I saw your comment, you wrote like, can we access the board? But I'm not sure what board do you mean, like do you mean like this mind map that I'm using? So just please clarify the question. Okay, so I think it's pretty, please confirm in the comments, like, but I think it's everything is covered, right? So you basically start working, create PR, then iterate a few times, and then offer maintenance help, and that's a recommended path. So on the conference, I'm gonna make it clear that it's like it's recommended path, but you can directly jump into the point number 4. You can come in to the project and say like, I'm from company A or B, or I am an individual contributor, but I like this project. I want to be the maintainer together with you. Tell me what I have to do to be one. And that's completely fine if you bypass previous steps. We're just recommending a given path, but there are different paths to Rome, at least that's how we say in Poland. So, first contribution. But there's one thing I forgot. The problem is the problem here is that it's mainly all of this here is mainly about code, right? I mean, of course, you can say like the same is with documentation, but the focus here is on code. So I think I first need to, in the contributor path, the first thing would be, again, contribution options, because I think you can still see my browser. So if it comes to AsyncAPI, we're using all contributors bot, and we have some recommended different types of contributions that you can that we recognize with the bot and add contributors to the README. So I definitely have to explain this first, because to make it clear, like because I think we always make it clear. We always say like it's not about just code, how you can contribute, but then of course we always explain first from the code perspective. So I'll explain first like what are different options to contribute to the project, but also make it clear that not all of them mean you are you're working actively on a given project in AsyncAPI, which means like if you're doing a lot of like presentations, let's say, on a conference, but you don't really know the code base and you don't actively work on the code base of the project, of course you can't become a maintainer. uh, you're going to be recognized by for your contribution, and we're going to clearly write it in the README. But I think it it must be well explained. So first, contribution options, and which one, what options are there? What option enable you to become a maintainer? So then I make it clear like the next steps. The first contribution is about the things that will enable you to become a maintainer. And what about the others? Like if somebody wants to talk about the project, I could actually provide the what options enable you to become a maintainer. I can contribution options. How to name it? And yeah, I see the answer from the darkness. So yeah, the board you're drawing the paths on. So like, let's say mind map. I'm just brainstorming with folks here on the live stream on, but it's gonna in the end, like the plan is that this mind map will turn into the slide deck, because in mid November, 16th of November, and the first day of the Async API conference, I'm gonna present this journey to become a Async API TSC member. Like, so all the things that you can see here on this mind map, that's just a brainstorming of what should be on the slides, but I'm gonna turn it into the slides, and it's gonna be also recorded, so it's gonna be available as a recording. So I can like, to be honest, I use this tool for the first time. I bet I can export it somehow. So if you don't want to wait until the conference for this presentation, just like, if like, just find me in our Async API Slack, DM me, and I can export it for you and send it to you. It's not really a problem for me to do it. Okay, so going back to contribution options, so that's first thing, like what, before you take contributor path, what are the options? What is first, what to do with first contribution? And then maybe, so would it be a separate slide, like about actually should be here. So basically, like what if I want to contribute one of the options that, like, in the end will not make me a maintainer? I still want to do it. Like, how should I do it? So for the ideas, where is it? So for ideas, go to issue of given repo, or so you can either go into the issues and create an issue and brainstorm about the idea for a given library, or just go into discussions in community repo and create an idea there and discuss with the community. So that's one thing, one way. Then review. Actually, review is something that can enable you. So you basically should also like consider that one of the ways to contribute to the project is actually participate in review, because like the even before the first issue, that's actually before you even pick first issue, go to the PRs, see how the review worked. Maybe a given library is an average, like you're not sure if you like it or not, but in the PR review you're gonna see that like maintainers of the given project are super open, like they're super friendly and helpful, and it's gonna convince you like to contribute to the project. And you're gonna also learn like what they pay attention to, what's the most important for the project. So yeah, that's definitely something I forgot. And now, yeah, if it comes to the, so we have blog. Yes, blog. Blog. Um, so I, of course, will explain that you can contribute as a blog post even on AsyncAPI blog, official blog, or your private blog if you want, but it's still considered a contribution. Just do it and let us know you did it. Maintenance is obvious. Talk, code example question. Answering questions, yes, and video talk. Okay, so talk. I can here just briefly say that we have official slide deck that anyone can use and preach about Async API or a given library. So I think it's also useful to mention it in the talk. And what was it? The question. It's also important in video. So question. Um, so yeah, also participate in issues triage. Like go to, like, you see the library, you see like there are 20 issues, scan through them. Like, first of all, you're gonna scan through them probably by trying to find a good issue, but also like help to answer questions, like understand what people are talking about in the issues, what's important as well in the issues. So I guess that's also a good way to learn the project. And if it comes to the video, hmm, video, I'm thinking of like how people can communicate with us if they would like to, for example, do some webinar um, or record a video about the project, and they would require our support. Don't want to send people to general channel. Hmm. I don't know. Yeah. To do, but I think it's nice to point out that that's an option. Like, you can join one of the live streams. You can join one of the Async API teams and talk about it like in the video this way, or just record it on your own. But we don't have any resources, I think, that can help you out here, really. We can only support you with promotion of the video. If you post it on some different channel than Async API, we can also add it to one of Async API playlists, maybe. Let's see. Okay, so we have 11 a.m. for me, which means the meeting should end. But let me just summarize. So open governance covered, basic paths of becoming a maintainer explained, the contributor path explained in like super, I think, detailed way. And correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, but I think I covered everything possible. And there's also the initiator path, but it's easy. I'm just gonna say how to talk about the ideas with people. and donor path. It's also not much to talk about, just an explanation on how you can donate the project and the most important stuff that you can actually donate projects to AsyncAPI. But so yeah, I think it's covered. So you know how to what TSC means. Why would you become a TSC member? How to become a maintainer, and therefore, of course, and then of course, step number 5, you become a maintainer, and therefore you become a TSC member. Because we're all equal here. So if you're maintaining at least one project in Async API, you're one of the TSC members. Doo-doo. Okay, so it's 11 times up. Thanks a lot for all of you to join me today on the live stream. I don't think I would be able to create this slides, this mind map without this live stream. So thanks a lot for participating and being active, especially in last live streams. I think the plan is ready now. I just have to start working on slides this week and pre-record the conference talk next week. And I invite you to another contributor first meeting that we will host today in few hours. It's gonna be at 4 p.m. UTC, but it's like for me it's 6 p.m. Not sure about your time zones. And this time I'm not gonna be alone on the live stream. Alejandra, a technical writer from AsyncAPI, will join me, and we're gonna talk about contributing to AsyncAPI documentation. So yeah, join me next stream. And thanks a lot for watching so far. Have a good day.